forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing well. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's start with today's question now.
Absolutely. So the feature question for today is, how should applicants demonstrate that a membership is selective rather than simply paid?
I think it's a pretty straightforward, actually. That you see, normally, let's also understand that there is always all memberships would normally be in form. Membership organizations would be in the form of a non-profit organizations. Normally, every membership they would be kind of charging some fee or the other. But what is the qualification criteria and what is the pre-qualification eligibility criteria? This is something that is very important. And when we look at from an EB1A perspective, I think I have always been saying that more important is that what have you done after you having become a member? What has been your contribution? What has been your impact? What kind of initiatives you have been taken? What is the reason for which you have been given the membership? These are some of the kind of things that need to be kind of mentioned. And there are also sometimes a non-membership may not be necessarily defined as in form of a non-profit organization. It could also be defined in form of a being part of some kind of an association or some kind of a group, which is very premier, where selection is also based on not certain preconceived check boxes. The idea is that those check boxes are not important, but what is the discretion being applied by virtue of that extraordinary ability? What is there? What kind of expertise is being evaluated? Who are evaluating that expertise? What is the qualification of the people who are evaluating that expertise? Now, these things are very, very important. Now, some kind of question, some people ask that, is Forbes Council, is kind of a membership? Because it isn't a membership organization in form of a non-profit organization per se. But how is it possible that it could potentially be a membership? Then in that case, we need to assess that what is the selection criteria. This could possibly fall under a comparable evidence, in my view. But if you are able to also show that there has been some kind of a selection process, there has been a kind of an assessment that was being done, then this could meet the requirement. But constantly, as I'm responding to this question, you would see that I'm trying to focus on the word impact. And what is the selection criteria which is based on the expertise? So if it is that, okay, anybody can pay and become, is not something that is very important. Anybody doesn't mean anybody. Anybody means even the people in your field of profession can pay and become. It won't be useful or it won't be suitable. So there has to be some kind of a British Computer Society could be a good one. And it has to be of a highest order. Please remember that. So I think this is something which is very, very important and very critical. Okay? So let's move to the next question.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next question is from our Facebook. It was from an anonymous user. They asked, said, "Hi all. I want to make sure whether my profile is good fit for EB1A or EB2, how long each one will take." So here's their profile. Essentially, they have 33 publications in international journals, 850 plus citations on Google Scholar. Their H-index equals 16 on Google Scholar. They have 36 peer reviews for international journals, memberships and invited talks at international associations in their field. They currently have a PhD and a postdoc experience in the USA, and they worked on national projects at a federal agency, and their field is plant ecology. So they just kind of see how their kind of profile stacks up for EB1A or EB2.
No, I think for EB2, I see definitely a very strong case. And I presume that when you're talking about EB2, this would be a national interest waiver. Since there is a project at federal agencies, and if you get right documentation, I think this should serve the purpose. Definitely, this is a very strong case for EB2. Now, with reference to EB1A, I think it is good that the field has been given, because many people don't even give the field of their expertise here actually right now. But if the field is plant ecology, fine, that's wonderful. But what has been the impact of your field or because of your participation? Uh, Even for EB1A, I do see a very strong case. Uh, the 850 citations looks very impressive. But what is the standard in your field of expertise for somebody who has reached the top would have expertise to what extent actually? Now, this is something which is very, very important here. And I would rather kind of go a little deep dive. I would strongly suggest that you kind of, take our appointment and come on a discovery session. We might be able to help you. This is a very good case to be worked on. If there are any gaps, we can help you to identify. So this is a wonderful case. I would suggest it. Okay. Let's move to the next question.
Of course. So we have another profile evaluation here. He shared, I'm looking for guidance in EB1A eligibility and would love input from this group. I have 21 years of hands-on IT experience as a program leader, infrastructure, AI architecture, and data center migration as SME, including leading multi-million-dollar enterprise infrastructure modernization programs, pioneering AI automation and self-healing systems, managing 50 plus senior engineers, working 13 years in the US and 8 years in Europe, training over 1,000 professionals within organizations. He is currently on EB2 with a priority date of 2016. He doesn't have published papers or patents, major external awards, only internal recognition, and he's looking for, given this profile, do I have a realistic chance for EB1A? Considering my EB2 priority date, which law immigration path should I pursue first? And what gaps should I focus on to strengthen my profile for EB1A?
Multi-millionaire is just one part. That's your organization's credit. Definitely, you would feel into a good self-healing system, AI-driven automation. Looks, again, I said, very important, but is the benefit of your presence to the organization more important, or your participation or you being an expert in your field of expertise is being more vital? I think this needs to get weighed properly. And if the weight is found more towards you being in the field of your expertise is more prominent than you contributing to the organization, I think you would have a very good chance. If you can send us your detailed comprehensive resume with all details about the types of papers you have done and the impact you have created, and maybe hop on a discovery session, we might be able to help you. If there is somebody else who wants to do it, please reach out to Mario, Syria, or I, and we'll be happy to kind of help you. But yes, it looks very promising at a prima facie case. So let's move to the next question.
Absolutely. So the next question they asked, they've been featured in a well-known online technology podcast discussing their innovative work in cybersecurity. Could this be used to fulfill the requirements of media coverage for the EB1A?
Well, the answer is, positively, I'm oriented towards saying yes here in this particular case. But I think it should have been better if you would have given the podcast. So is it being counted as a media? Because there are new online modes which are being, and USCIS has been quite liberal in kind of accepting in the past. Even when we talk of submitting, or if you have somebody has given a lecture or a session, that is being counted as a paper in a conference. So from that perspective, I think it is definitely a very good idea. I would say that. So it's wonderful. Yes, and the answer to that, I'm inclined to say yes, but I would like to definitely know what online technology platform that you are talking about actually here. Okay. Otherwise, looks good to me. Yeah. Let's move to the next.
Of course. So the next question is, I'm seeking guidance as a project manager on an H-1B visa for a decade. I've been actively involved with PMI, which would be project management, and was recently honored with a state award for my contributions. Can you provide advice on how I can leverage these achievements to pursue EB1A?
I'm not very sure if, your state award for your contribution. So are you saying that it is a state level award, or the government has given you that award actually? Now, this is something which I'm not very clear. We need to have a clarity on this particular case. So once we get a clarity, I think I'll be more than happy to help you for this actually. Okay. So let's move to the next question.
Certainly. So this question was asked to me this week recently. They said, "Hey Mario, how will your program help me write and publish papers? Do you provide that service when it comes to building someone's profile, or will I have to write them myself?"
Of course, you will have to write it yourself. We are not a done for you service, and even if you do it, it is going to be a very not so ethical proposition, and which we are totally against. And I think I would strongly suggest that you do it. You have to do it, but yes, what to write, how to write, what's the right time, what is the approach that you should be taking. There would be a sessions based on that, and we'll be more than happy to guide you on this actually. But yes, you will have to do all the work actually. Okay. Let's move to the next question.
The next question is, if I join the Next League program, will someone help in reviewing the draft support letters and recommendation letters?
Definitely. Not only that, we would also be showing you certain format and frameworks, which you can definitely kind of look at it, and we'll be more than happy to help you with that actually. So yes, there is a proper structure, a proper framework that we have developed, and we'll be more than happy to showcase that to you. Okay. So let's take the last question now actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So this next question comes from Shyam. They asked, I understand that EB1A does not require a job offer. If I'm applying outside the US, how do I prove to the USCIS that I'll be working in my field of expertise within the US?
Well, no, in this particular case, you need to demonstrate by virtue of your business plan or a personal plan. This is something the best way to look forward, that what you plan to do. But definitely, you get EB1A only for 3 reasons. You are an expert. Number 2, your expertise is beneficial to the US. And number 3 is US will benefit out of your presence actually, and you will continue in the work of field of expertise. Now, this you can showcase by virtue of your business plan, activity plan. You don't necessarily need a job offer, but definitely it's important and vital to know what are you going to do there actually. So that's all we have for the day. And guys, if you want to participate in the Next League program, reach out to Mario, Syria, or I. Or if you want to kind of participate and have some more questions, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you out, and wish you all the best and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions or need personalized guidance, please reach out to us. We are here to help you every step of the way in your journey towards achieving your American dream. Let's connect and make it happen together.